Hey guys, Z here. We just got the anniversary FEH channel featuring the Choose Your Legends winners. Let's just rip off that band-aid. Starting off the channel, we had the Shadows Cup results, and by that I mean Faye had to remind us that the game is turning 9 years old. We are ancient. After that, we had the results, and for the most part, it's about what I expected. Dimitri, Edelgard, and Claude are 3 of the 4 winners, and it shouldn't come as a shock to anybody. When the event got announced, it was almost an immediate lock, especially since none of them were competing in the same category. I think the only one that came close was Ike with about 300 votes, which isn't even that bad. Even Lucina wasn't that far behind either. Don't look at the gap between Edelgard and 2nd place. Claude had a substantial lead as well, so yeah, it's about par for the course. But then there's the flyer section. Yep, Tsubasa completely dominated that one. I'm still processing that this even happened because it's genuinely the funniest thing out of this entire event. I had a sneaking suspicion that people would get confused on the events because it just kind of came out of nowhere. It wouldn't even surprise me if that was the case, but the fact that she beat Camilla and by a substantial amount is pretty crazy. Tsubasa voters were not messing around this year, so good job to them. Also me, but we'll get to that in a bit. Honestly, Tsubasa winning made the entire event worth it in my eyes. Although amidst the entire results, one thing I didn't realize at the time was how they were going to release these units. They had some text at the bottom of the results stating that the top male and female characters will appear first, which struck me as really odd. I thought they were going to be together in one banner, but it looks like we're gonna have 2 Shadows banners, which tells me one thing. We are probably getting less new heroes banners this book. Well, we don't know exactly where they're going to appear, but it wouldn't surprise me if that was the case. The Harmonized CYL banner took a new hero slot last book, and a lot of games are running out of characters, so it makes enough sense to me. We'll have to see how they're implemented later, but it does have me a bit worried. Still, all in all, we got the 3 Houses Lords and Tsubasa, which if nothing else, I think that's pretty cool. Maybe next time we'll pile on Shinon if they do this again. I'm actually curious on where he placed. But of course, there's the main voting event people actually cared about. Choose Your Legends 10. Our Choose Your Legends 10 winners are Tsubasa, Azura, Sigurd, and Sylvain, and it's honestly not the most surprising thing to me. I talked about it in a recent video going over the Choose Your Legends contenders, but I fully expected it to be a combination of these characters. Between Sigurd and Azura being the runner-ups last year, Sylvain getting the support of Felix and ballot voters, Formotus losing some of his meme status, and Tsubasa shooting all the way up to 5th place, a lot of people were really motivated to get them in. Although Sigurd barely beating Sylvain is crazy to me, I thought it would have been a bit more of a gap. As expected, 3 Houses voters really know how to lock in. Last time I did this, I was kind of off the mark with some of the characters. Mostly Sharena, but it really did seem like everyone was focused on these 6 characters specifically. In fact, the top 20 results show as much because after the top 3 in each division, the voter drop-off is ridiculous. After Formotus, the vote drop-off was pretty apparent. The difference between him and Black Knight is well over 2,000 votes, and after him, it falls into the 2,000s. Majority of the top 20 males couldn't even break 2,000 votes, and the barrier to getting them into the top 20 is even lower this year. Although it's arguably worse than the female division because Tsubasa, Azura, and Ivy all had well over 11,000 votes, but after that you get to Freya with a staggering 7,000 vote difference. There are a lot more voters in this division at least, so a lot of the characters were able to at least hit over 3,000 votes. Either way, people were really just focused on the top 3 characters of each division, and it really showed. I was a bit worried about Tsubasa's chances, but I was clearly worried for nothing because Tsubasa voters were not messing around at all. Tsubasa got 21,000 votes, which is one of the highest vote totals we've had in such a long time. The voter drop-off for Choose Your Legends events have been massive because the game is getting old, but the fact that she was able to scrape up that many votes is genuinely insane. I think she may have even had more votes than female Byleth, which is crazy. Tsubasa is also officially the first ever double Choose Your Legends winner, which is so awesome to see. Honestly, I should have been more worried about Ivy's chances because losing 3 years in a row is not great. Doubly so because she lost to Gulvig in the Shadows Cup, which makes it a bit worse. Is there a part of me that feels bad about Ivy losing 3 years in a row? Yeah, of course. Fortune's Weave is coming out this year, and there's a strong possibility that Choose Your Legends 11 gets dominated by them. It's why there was so much more of an emphasis on this Choose Your Legends event. I think it'd be pretty cool if everyone could get what they wanted by the time this game ends. But is there a part of me that would find it really funny if she lost again next year? Yeah, of course. I'm sorry, but it is pretty funny. Also, in the last Choose Your Legends video, I did mention that I would let chat choose a vote based on the most liked comment. But there's a bit of a twist to that. The most liked comment on the video was in favor of Tsubasa, but just looking at my ballot, I was already voting for Tsubasa. So I decided the best thing to do in that case would be to include the second most liked comment as well, which was Asker, surprisingly. It wasn't the pick I thought people would gravitate towards, but it's a pretty cool choice. 5 votes for Tsubasa, 1 vote for Asker, and 1 vote for my goat. I appreciate everyone taking the time to submit comments for votes and stuff, and it'd be pretty fun to do that again next year. Assuming it isn't Fortune's Weave dominated anyway, but I sure know who isn't in the running that year. Also, if it wasn't obvious already, my voice kinda gave out. What did we get?
Those chosen this time
Dimitri,
were...
Claude, and Tsubasa won! Yeah!
Oh my gosh.
She won! That's crazy! That's crazy! Are you serious? She won the Shadows Cup! Oh my god! Are you serious? Come on. Double sweep, double sweep, double sweep. Tsubasa?
Oh shoot.
Oh! Yeah!
Oh.
Let's go!
Oh my gosh.
Let's go! Yes!
Oh my
god!
gosh.
This is the best!
21,000?
21,000 votes!
All you summoners.
That's crazy! Who knew that would happen when you scream for a minute? We then got all the login rewards and stuff that we usually get. Orbs, grails, tickets, flowers, trait fruits, and a good amount of them too. Divine codes, 2,000 of them, a formal soul, a celestial stone, an aided essence. And my favorite one that I'm glad they brought back was the otherworldly bond. This was such a generous thing for them to give out last time, and I'm glad they're continuing it here, especially now that it's up to version 7. There's also special maps that give out more summoning tickets and orbs. Combined together, we're getting a lot of stuff actually. You know they're being nice when they're not just giving us 3 orbs. I'm actually really happy about all these rewards and hope that it continues to increase down the line. Genuinely, good job, Faye. Thank you. I forgot to mention that there's 2 sets of tickets, one of which being the standard guarantee 4-star seasonal special whatever ones that we usually get. The groups of 5 are for a bunch of 12 luminaries banners that they'll be releasing over the month, which has a bunch of last year's seasonals on them. A great amount of them have solid fodder and are still pretty new, which is amazing. If you need to catch up on your barracks, then that'll be a great time to do it, especially since they didn't bring back Hero Fest. Honestly, I'm kind of surprised we didn't get a Hero Fest this time, and I'm kind of bummed about that one. The last one we had was really good because it had Loki and Emblem and fodder duplicators. It would have been nice to get a newer version here, but it is what it is. At least they brought back the guaranteed special hero summon thingy-majiggy, where we get a guaranteed seasonal from last book. A good amount of them are obviously pretty old at this point, but some of the lineups are really great, I'm not gonna lie. Blue is really stacked with Alfred, Baldur, Shez, Peony, Marth, Plumeria, and so on, and it's arguably the safest color to free summon on. Just kidding, I just lied. So yeah, blue is really the only good choice in terms of having the best odds for something. Red, green, and colorless are landmines. Red does have some nice units in Valley, Ivy, Unaka, Fur, but the rest are a mixture of demotes and units with nothing too notable. Green is equally risky, but it does have Heimdallr, Sather, Ingrid, and Baby Camilla. Colorless may be the lineup with the highest highs and the lowest lows though. It has Freya, Chrom, Veronica, Celica, and of course my goat Gatekeeper, who's unfortunately really mediocre. But you also have Tethys, Sedgar, Elise, Hathorn, and a couple other outdated units that makes it really difficult to choose that option. It's just way too risky. Fortunately for me, I always get what I want from these, and by what I want, I mean I want to personally thank the developers over at Intelligent Systems for giving me 3 demo daggers in a row that I did not want nor have anything good to their name. I still have not done anything with that summer clan, by the way. But hey, maybe things will be different this year. Please? Hey guys, Z from the future here, or I guess you wouldn't know that because it's all in the same video. I got New Year Baldur, and with good traits too. An actual good summon this time. This really is my day, huh? Besides that, there's the Hero Rises event, so get to that, I guess. It's another top 8 event again, so that's neat enough. I'll probably go over that later this month. Outside of the rewards, we also got a teaser for the next Valentine's banner, and it really has the lineup of all time. The Valentine's banner features characters from Fire Emblem Engage, including Louis, which is his first presence in Fire Emblem Heroes, Celine, Hortensia, and Dual Veil and Alir. What were they cooking with this? I swear, people are going to think I hate Engage because of this. For the record, I don't hate Engage. It's a fun enough game. I made like 1 billion videos on it, but it sure would be nice if they put in other characters from that game. Sailing just got a T-alt not even half a year ago, which makes the choice here so much worse to me. Who is the Sailing dev over at the company? Because there's no way you're telling me the demand for Sailing content is that high. Hortensia really isn't much better here because her Winter Alt is barely a year old. Could they not have found anyone else to put here besides them? What about Pentsive Annette and Pandreo. I think that would have fit pretty well with the theme. Chloe with Louis maybe? Vander perhaps? Just something other than the same few characters. I think they should have swapped these two out for almost anyone else. That said, if you are a fan of them, then I am happy for you, and I'm glad this made your day. I don't want to be the guy that takes that away from you, so I do hope you enjoy it to your fullest. Besides that, we don't have much other information on the banner just yet, so we'll have to wait on that. Well, Louis is a demo, but that's all we know. You probably could have guessed that because he's the only dude on the banner. We also know who the Tempest Trial unit is, and I'm just yanking your chain. I almost had you with that one, huh? Here's your outdated 5-star unit. Go f yourself. And then there's the lightning round of stuff. We're getting more weekly revivals, which is nice. That means Cyrene can't pity break you anymore, and that change alone probably saved several summoners' lives. More legendaries and mythics are going to get remixed, including Freyr, who is still absurdly broken. I'm glad we've gotten to the point where this dude is gonna get even stronger. Here's hoping he does. There's gonna be more banners featuring the old legendaries and mythics, and they upped the rate of the 4-star special hero summons to 6%, which is cool. Don't ever expect to get one, by the way. And to close it off, we're getting 66 seasonal banner summons featuring a lot of really old banners. I saw book 1 banners in that mix, which is crazy. We had something like that last time with over 100 free summons, so that's neat enough. It's obviously less than last time, but more chances at getting a demote that was banished to the pool is nice in my eyes. And yep, that sure was the FEH Channel this time around, besides the art, which is great as usual. It's about the same as we usually get, but it feels strangely more generous this time around. Maybe, I don't know. All I know is that I'm pretty content with it for the most part. So yeah, happy 9th anniversary to Fire Emblem Heroes. We sure are old, aren't we? But you know what never gets old?